Hi everyone, welcome to YOLO with ToLo. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Today's topic is a really juicy one that's been trending on the internet. And let me get Lonnell on here. My Facebook just kind of went crazy on me and was flipping on its own. So let me add you, Lonnell. Hey Lonnell, see you right there. Let's see if I could get you on here. Let me add you. Hey Kathy, hope you're doing well.
Hello.
Okay. Hey, how are
I'm
you?
well. Okay, sorry, but I don't know what was going on there. It was
You know it's really weird? I hit live and then the screen just started flipping on me and then I had to try to flip it
yeah,
around. But
it
anyway, we're
froze on
here.
my end and then like it turned red and it wouldn't let me join. But okay, well we're here now. That's what
Yeah.
matters.
Hi
Hi
everybody.
everybody. I'm
So
sorry I
D
don't
is
have my little light, so my face is a little dark today, but I'm here, I promise. Hey Kanisa,
you look good.
Denise,
Hi D. How are you?
Melissa,
Hey Kathy.
Dion, what's up, y'all? We're talking about shame tonight.
Oh, today's a really good one. It was frozen like the movie Kathy. That's a good one. Where are you at today? You just
I
landed.
just
I
landed.
didn't
I'm
even
in
get a chance to ask
Texas.
you.
Hot Texas.
What part of
I'm
Texas are
not
you at?
saying.
What? Okay. It's secret. Top secret. I used to be a reporter, y'all, in Midland, Odessa, Texas, for the NBC station. I got a lot of stories from there.
Oh my goodness. I've been to Midland, Odessa. And
What were you
I
doing?
have really.
What?
I flew
What do
into
you mean?
that airport. Years ago, I had friends that lived in San Angelo. And that's another story. But I've got
Okay.
stories too. West Texas.
Okay.
But I'm not
So
there.
are
But
you
I'm in
there? Are
another
you there
part
for
of
your
Texas.
job or something secret you can't tell us about again?
No, 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 no,
Miss
no.
International Man of Mystery.
Yeah, keep it guessing. I'm sure I'll post it in a day or two. I might
Okay.
be in a part of Texas where I know people that I don't necessarily want to know that I'm here because I'm not going to have time to really see anyone.
Oh my God, we'll talk about that later. But we were just on a pre-production call 15 minutes ago with Dee, our producer in LA, and she's like, "What did she say?"
She let me have it. That's what she did.
She straight threw some shade, or I don't even know if it's called shade, but she was just like, Lonnell, did I see that on social media you were in LA and we didn't even meet up?
And really, I really did. I couldn't, but yeah, it was like I said, okay, I can't even defend it, but yeah, I was not
Yeah.
avoiding
Anyway, we'll
her.
talk about Lonnell,
Like
likely story. Oh.
but she let me have it. Okay.
Yeah, she did. But you're like, seriously, I was there for work. I was in and I was out. But that's the thing too. Sometimes I'm really weary of posting stuff because people are like all butthurt because they're like, "Oh, I didn't get to see you. Why didn't you contact me?" And again, stuff on social media. We're gonna talk about this later in Digital Detox. It ain't what it seems on social media. And I think you and I have been really good at like, being real about when certain things happen.
Right.
It's not always like hunky dory and it's beautiful and I put it this way: my Instagram and Facebook is not always my highlight reel. So, anyway, we'll talk about that later and all the shame around that. But anyway, how are y'all doing? How are you doing?
I am great.
Oh,
It
no.
was. Excuse me. Sorry. Now I've got the hiccups. I had a long day, but it was a great day. Um, I'm I was home over the weekend. Labor Day's a big weekend in Atlanta, and so I got to see a lot of friends that had come down for the whole Pride weekend. And there's Dragon Con. There's all the stuff that goes on Labor Day weekend in Atlanta. So I got to catch up with a couple of my really good friends. Had a great spa day. That was my digital detox this week.
Nice.
The massage,
I need a
the
spa day.
facial.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awesome. But yeah, so things were great. I don't have any complaints.
Yeah, I need a spa day. Maybe I'll go. I'm doing a speaking engagement for AAJA,
Okay.
Asian American Journalists Association, teaching nonprofits called Media Access, teaching nonprofits how to tell their story. Um, and so I'll be moderating a panel with people that are on different multimedia kind of platforms, different professionals in the media. So that's going to be in Portland, and I'm so excited to do that, and also to eat my way through Portland. And I posted on Facebook, give me ideas on where I can go for Portland, to eat in Portland. And like, I got so many people engaging. It was hilarious.
Portland is awesome.
A lot
And
of my
there's no
friends are
sales tax
foodies.
there.
I know, right? I'm gonna be doing some shopping. I see your Nordstrom post. You're always at Nordstrom.
And in Portland, there's no sales tax on it. So yes, I am. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, do you?
Okay, we should have a shopping trip one day, and and go live while we're shopping.
Right. That would be fun.
No, that's okay. I definitely don't want to be shamed for shopping. But today's topic is a really juicy one on our hot topics. And I was actually a big fan of the Cosby Show. And you guys may know the Elvin Tibideaux, I think his name is, who played Geoffrey Owens, who's Geoffrey Owens in real life, but he played Denise's husband, right?
Yes, he did. Not Denise's
Yes.
husband, the older sister, the oldest sister. Whose name?
Okay.
Sondra? No, that was
Sondra,
yeah, it was
Sondra. Yeah,
right?
Sondra. Yeah.
Yeah, Elvin and Sondra,
anyway,
right,
so
exactly. And they had the twins.
So the story goes like for the last 15 months, somewhere in New Jersey, right?
Mhm.
Was it New Jersey? He was working to make ends meet. He was working, actors, you may have to make ends meet. So he was working at Trader Joe's, and some woman snapped a photo, and Fox News, I guess, there was some shaming going on with people. They aired it, and anyway, Sondra,
that and that
Sondra.
whole agenda and the way that they put that story out there, that's a whole other piece of mess.
Oh, that's a whole nother show.
Right, that's a whole other piece of mess. But what I loved is how, you tried to shame him, and he owned it. He's like, he has nothing to be ashamed of. He's providing for his family, and he basically took his power back. So you can't really shame him. He's not embarrassed by the fact that he goes to work. And so that's what I love most about that story, is that he actually took his power back and was like, you know what, I work. You should work too, and no job is better than the other. You might get paid more in a particular job, but the fact that it doesn't make you morally better, a better person per se, just because you have one job over another, as long as you're working to provide for your family. And I just thought that was just awesome for him to do that. And then when Tyler Perry put on Twitter, offering him a role, and the next morning he was on GMA. So, so it's like now he's trending all over the internet. So the fact that,
So thank you. I mean, it reminds me of something that Ellen said that really stuck with me. She was like, let your haters be your motivators. And I say that a lot on this show, and just I tell a lot of people that, because, especially on the internet, a lot of people can hide behind handles or, their fake avatar or whatever. I love it when people actually, I don't know, just being a TV reporter for so many years, I was able to grow a thick skin. And on previous shows, we've talked about the idea of building up your spiritual firewall. Like, you can't let what people say about you, both good and bad. Adele says this all the time. She was like, I don't really give the power to the people who say great things about me because they don't know me, on the internet. And then people that say bad things either. It's like, you can't, you cannot sit there and let these people take your power and make you feel they don't know you.
Exactly.
Right? They can't make you feel something that you're not.
No.
Anyway, so I love how Tyler Perry, I put the quote on our show notes today, which we'll post later, but he says, at hashtag Geoffrey Owens, I'm about to start shooting Owens #1 drama next week. Come join us. I have so much respect for people who hustle between gigs, the measure of a true artist. Yeah.
I mean, and what better, how sweet is that someone's trying to shame you, talking about how you fell off, and, oh, look, he's working. He used to be on TV 20 something years ago. Now he's now he's working at Trader Joe's, and then like one of the top people in Hollywood is like, you know what, you don't even have to audition. I'm just giving you a role. Come on out. We'll create something for you. I mean, how sweet is that?
Right.
So I just thought, you know what?
Right. And
go ahead.
I love what Geoffrey said on, if you guys watched the Good Morning America clip with Robin Williams when she interviewed him, she was just saying, I don't want to get roles because of this, but I don't mind getting auditioned for it and working for the part.
Right.
And he just seems so humble and so sweet. And you know what? I've done all sorts of jobs in my life. I've worked at the movie theater, sweeping the garbage in the parking lot, working the concession stands there. I've done, selling baskets for my uncle at a flea market back in the day. I've done a lot of things and waited tables at Olive Garden, the OG. And you know what? I would do it again if I needed to.
Yeah, you do what you have to do to make ends meet.
Exactly. And I love how all the love that he's been getting. So the interesting part about social media, and I think this is also true I don't know if it's just here in America or if this is an international thing. I'm sure it's like a human thing. I don't know why, people love to build people up and then like knock them down. And I think that's such an interesting phenomenon. I'm sure there's been studies that have been done about like the psyche of that.
Yeah. So we love like riding on somebody. Now we don't want to support people when they're in the struggle, but when they have the shine, then we want, ooh, yay, we're all supportive. And then all of a sudden we're like, you know, we're tired of you. So now you said something or done something that we don't like. Now we hate you and we want you to fall and we're rooting for your demise. And you know, you can't, right. So the winds of change are always a sound, by the way, but you have to know who you are.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good tweetable.
Tweet.
The winds of change are always a sound, by the way.
Really are.
That's
they really are.
That looks like it would come from the book, the Wisdom of Sundays.
Actually, you know what? Maybe she needs to do a part 2 and include that in there.
Yeah, I know Oprah needs to include you up in that book of hers. I still need to get that book. Anyway, so hey guys, hey D. Okay, D's like, okay,
she's like, move on to the next one. Okay, just go. What's happening?
Segment 3, dump the hump. Okay, so today let's talk about shame. And shame, there's a whole wide range of shame, right? There's like some things that are anywhere from like being ashamed of taking off your shirt, you know, in public when you're at the beach, or being in a bathing suit. Let's take it off. Or there's also like deep-rooted shame of things, whether it's around money or your sexuality. We're talking about it all, so feel free to chime in, you guys, and you're happy to let you guys guide the conversation as well. But a question that I have for you, Lonnell, and you guys at home is, what's one thing that you were ashamed of and have worked through that shame, and how did you work that through that shame?
Goodness, it's been a long time since I've been ashamed of something, just because I've been.
That's a good thing. That comes with age.
Yeah, I think that just comes with age and paying attention to your life. But I do remember once, like in junior high school, I begged my mom to buy me these boots, and I loved them in the store or whatever. And then when I got them home, I just thought they were the most hideous things in the world, and I was literally ashamed to like walk to school in them, because I thought the kids were going to tease me. I had all this fear built up in my head that I was afraid. And then, so my mom was dropping me at school. I had her drop me at the corner because I said, you don't have to wait in the traffic of all the people dropping the parents off. You can just let me off here. So I got out and literally went somewhere and changed to another pair of sneakers. And I was like ashamed to wear these shoes that I picked out for myself, and had all this fear that people were going to, you know, ridicule me. And I did not wear them to school, but my mother figured it out. And then she finally made me wear them to school. And people ended up liking them. But it was like, I was just ashamed because I didn't believe in myself. I didn't trust my own judgment. I wanted it in the moment in the store. But when it was time to actually go to junior high school, I was like, I can't wear these things to school. And so I didn't, even though that's a little small thing, like some shoes, but the deeper thing was, I didn't believe in myself. I did not trust myself. And I was afraid that I would be rejected.
Oh, you know, when I have a lot of things I felt like that I was ashamed about when I was a little boy, and I never had people over my home because I was just always ashamed of like the springs sticking out of the couches. My mom was resourceful, and you know those little like 50-pound bags of rice, the Chinese folk, all the Asian folk, you know, that your rice would come in. Afterwards, she would throw our tattered clothes and rags and things in them and rubber band it, and she would hand make like pillowcase covers, and that was our pillow when we were kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is resourceful.
And so right. And so I was afraid and ashamed that people would make fun of me for that. And so that's why, like, now I'm like, when I make my own money, you know, I'm going to decorate my place. And I just love to like decorate my place anyway. So you'll see on my Instagram and whatnot. But I was really ashamed of that. And it's funny how like the things that have happened to you kind of shape who you are. And then it becomes like, there's so many other deep rooted things about shame. You know, I've been open about how a couple of family members that I like love so dearly said that I was fat and ugly when I was a little boy. And, you know, I wrote a blog about how like at 35, I hated my body. I'm 40 now. And I hated my body, this body that worked for me, and I'm just tired of it, you know, and I was able to work through that. But it's so interesting that shame could either make you crumble, or I feel like it could be a source of your power, right? A lot of people who may not want to go into, like boys that may not think that they should do like ballet or maybe people that feel like they should, you know, be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, like my parents say.
Little girls who don't like wearing
going to
dresses. Yeah, you shouldn't be. Yeah, you should be able to do whatever you want to do, and not give that power to somebody else to determine that for you.
Yeah.
And that's
and
hard.
I think too. Yeah, and I think that that's where some of our power lies, though, right? It's like something that makes us great that we're embarrassed to show, whether it's dancing or singing.
Right.
You know,
because all those external factors are telling you, no, you should be doing this, and this is how you should express yourself. This is the trajectory that your life should be on, A, B, C, or D, and it has nothing to do with who you are as a person. It's how they feel about you, or how they think your life should manifest. And it's like, no, nobody's got time for that. So it's a hard thing, you know, especially if you're a child and you're impressionable. It's almost it almost feels impossible to overcome that, and you might spend your entire childhood, you know, just rooting yourself in those negative thoughts, in those fears, and then you know, if you don't face them and heal them, you just become a messed up adult who's got a lot of challenges ahead. But nothing's impossible.
And aren't we all kind of messed up? We're all kind of messed up. I know you're one of your mentees, Tal's watching, and you and I mentor a lot of people. And I've been teaching for the past, at the university level for about the past decade. And I always tell my students, I'm like, you know, you can choose to give away your power to people that talk mess, you know, about you, or say things about you, and you can give them that power. Or you can say, you know what, I don't care about you anyway.
Right.
You know, and be like, you know, if I don't care about what you know, who you are to me, why should I even care about what you say? That you should not be able to control what I feel. Timothy here says, when you learn to love yourself, you will fly. Shame is rooted in fear, false evidence appearing real.
That's so true.
Yeah.
And again, that's when you walk through shame and when you hold on to shame, really, you are just basically holding on. You're letting other people hold on to your power. And they hold your power, and you express that, and you grant that permission through your shame. So, but until you make that connection that you're actually in control of this, then, like, you know, just like Geoffrey Owens, he was like, I'm not ashamed of this. I'm making a job. And what happens? His world just opens up.
Yeah.
So
he embraced his change.
And you don't have the power. Nobody has the power over him to shame him, because he's like, this is nothing to be ashamed of. You might want to fix your life with all your keyboard courage, Miss Thing. And just for that, I'm charging you extra for that paper bag, wench.
Okay. And I love me some Trader Joe's too.
Okay.
So. But yeah, I loved how he also, I think, you know, we hear so many bad things about social media, but like what we're doing here, you could use social media for good.
Absolutely.
Right. It's really a tool in which you use it for, you know, and I just think that, again, it goes down to, somebody earlier was talking about, I think Timothy said, you got to love yourself.
Yeah, you do.
You know, and when you love yourself, you stand tall, you know, in whatever you do.
And social media, like I said, it's a wonderful thing, but you got to know when to detox. You got to know when to step away. That is how it works. Everything in spurts. But that's kind of what we're here to talk about next, is our digital detox, which is always a big challenge for.
Well, you know.
Oh no, wait, we got the question. We got some questions first.
Yeah, let's go to this right quick. Segment 3.
Okay, I can't count. Segment 1, 3, 4, 3. Okay, got it.
I mean, they're all the same.
Definitely.
We don't gotta go in order. Okay, so Cam, outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, asked, "How do you shut down online bullies and shamers?" So I would love to hear from you first, Lonnell, because you know you are a social media influencer. That's what I actually asked my Google here. I was like, my Google Home. I was like, Google Home, who is Lonnell Williams? And then it said social media influencer, which you are. So I want to hear from you.
Thanks,
I
Google.
would love to hear from you. How do you how do you shut down bullies and shamers?
Initially, for
online?
me, like, because when somebody says something snippety, you know, I'm kind of, you know, saucy around the mouth at times. So I just make myself take a breath. And the thing was that I really got this lesson when I was trolling the president. And I was like, okay, you got to stop. This is, you know, you have to stop this. But really what happens when people are bullying you and they're sending all this negative, you don't have to respond to it. And if you feel like you do, because you've got to prove yourself and you got to get the last word, just take a breath. And then give yourself a minute. Give yourself a 60-second response time. And if you're still all riled up about what somebody else said and you cannot move on with your life, then at least try to find some constructive way to respond. It, you know, it takes practice because sometimes you just want to cuss somebody. but you know, you try to be bigger and better. And also, like on some of the like Twitter, I know they have a filter where you don't even see a lot of stuff. So there are there are a lot, you know, there's lots of stuff that I get that I don't even see. But yeah, it's just about being aware of and knowing what you can stand. And you can't, first of all, don't go on social media if you are looking for validation and you don't have thick skin. Because honey, they will chew you up and spit you out. They smell that fear and that weakness. Yeah. Ooh, that's insecurity. Let's tap dance on that one. But yeah, for me, it's just that 60-second rule. If I'm really riled up about something crazy, and I still have to practice. I'm not perfect with it, but I try to at least hold out for a minute and maybe go through and read some other tweets. I like that. And if I come back to it and I'm still feeling like that, then
I like that. You know what I also think too is I've learned to become more compassionate with people, and I think it's hard in the moment, but when people say stuff that is mean online or in person, I try to, in my heart, try to send them love, because I'm like, man, it sucks to be where you're at, because they are when people talk mess about you, really it's their own insecurity. It's a reflection of themselves, and that's what I've learned. So I think pragmatically, an action you can take that is the best action you can take is what you just said, is being there and saying, okay, well, I feel my heartbeat beating fast, and I can feel myself getting mad, and I'm giving them my power. So let me take a couple deep breaths first, and then try to either act on it constructively or don't even act at all. I feel like one of the best lessons I've learned as a teacher is don't be crazy with crazy.
And that's very
because it just fuels them.
Yeah, it does. But it's very, when they go low, we go high. But sometimes when they go low, I need to just get down there and kick them. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I feel that way. And that may not be, all spiritual, high and mighty, but it's real. It's emotional in the moment. But you have to realize it. And then, it's okay. Acknowledge that feeling. I wouldn't necessarily go through with it, because then again, once you get down in the mud, then you're in a brawl, and then it's not going to be productive anyway. And they win because they stole your energy. But it's okay to feel the way that you feel.
But let's be real, because even when, in person, when I'm physically teaching or I'm teaching online, right, I could have 10 or 20 awesome students, and that one student or that one comment online could really used to throw me for a loop. But now I just come from it as a point, like there was this one student who was totally, saying that I should, I don't know how to teach, and blah, 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 and all this stuff, because I was giving her a second chance at turning in her assignment. But then I also realized that a lot of her struggles came from she had an ill son, and she was very stressed, and that doesn't mean that you should lie down and get kicked. But like you said, it should wave a flag in front of you and say, you know what, this isn't about me. It's all about you. And a lot of times, there's a power in just walking away from certain things, especially online. You're just saying, I'm not going to go there. I'm not even going to go low. I'm not even going to go there.
Especially do that when it is good to walk away when you can. But sometimes in the moment, you just don't necessarily feel that. But you need to be aware and present in your energy at all times. And it's okay to feel a certain way, but are you going to give them the power to destroy your life over a dang tweet or an Instagram comment? Really? And half the time you don't even know who these people are that are behind, this comment, and you're devastated on it. You've got 100 comments, or in your case, you've got 20 students, and then that love you, and then you've got one that doesn't. Well, really, it's like, well, what is the attention that this one needs from me? Why? Let's get to the root of your issues, boo boo. There's something's going on. Talk to me. Let me give you some love. It's like
there's one time where I think that it was done really well publicly. Ellen DeGeneres, you and I love Ellen. There was something, I forget I think it's called a million moms or something, Million Mom March or something online, that they were telling JCPenney's or whatever to pull her her ad, or they asked her to be a spokesperson. And then she kind of did her monologue around that. And so she did it in such an eloquent way that I was just like, whoa. She's like, for somebody that's called themselves million mom whatever, she was like, with your 60 followers,
I love it. And I love what Steph says here, we all have that one in the room, got to keep our eyes on the 20 who give us love. I agree with that. Focus and derive your energy from them. Don't let that one hijack your narrative. But that one may be crying out for some attention. So when the time and space is appropriate, you know, you might want to give it to them. But sometimes that's not necessarily in your time.
That's good, Steph. Virtual high five, Steph. That's a good one. Yeah, but again, building up that spiritual firewall. They don't know you. And so I think building up your tribe, somebody had sent us a message about like, oh, I love that you guys call the ToLo tribe the people that watch. Because you got to build your tribe and got to have people that keep you real. So when you either get famous, that's your goal to get famous, or when you get that big title or whatever that, you know, that could derail you and like totally boost up your ego in not a good way. You have those people that keep you real, you know, and I think it's very important to have, you know, your tribe to, you know, to be there for you through thick and thin. So that's very important. Speaking about being there through thick and thin and talking about detoxing from the social media and telephones and all things digital. I know many people who are leaving Facebook or have left Facebook and Instagram. And they've done it because they feel like they can't keep up with the Joneses. And these are grown, professional, and even spiritual people, you know, who have left. Do you feel, and do you guys feel, Lonnell, and do you guys at home feel like sometimes your life doesn't like match or up to the other people that you see in their highlight reels? Now, be honest.
For me, no. And that is honest. I don't, because I don't compare myself to like somebody else's life. In fact, if I feel that way, I need to get to the root of why am I feeling that? Why can't I be genuinely happy for this person? And if their energy is attracting this to me, you know, and this is all I can feel for them is resentment or jealousy, and start to put it upon myself, inflict that pain upon myself, then I need to unfollow them. If I'm not following someone that inspires me, you know, makes me laugh in some kind of way, makes me feel good, or makes me feel that I am genuinely rooting for their rise, then I can't, then I don't follow them. And comparison is an act of violence against oneself. Thank you, Ayan. But that changed my life.
That's a good one. And that goes to Francisco. What are you saying too? I don't compare.
Francisco doesn't compare.
Comparing
I've known him
jealousy.
for years.
Ooh, that's good. So I want to ask Francisco, like, how do you not compare? Like, can you give us a mechanism in which not to compare? I mean, I think it was really deep rooted though. It's like when you compare yourself to others and you're not genuinely happy for people, especially your friends or people who you are so-called friends, then I think it's a deeper rooted issue in yourself. Yeah. You know, for me, when I go online, I don't know, I'll follow things like All Things Design. I follow people that inspire me, that have good quotes. And I know too that it is a highlight reel and there are filters to make people have abs or make them thinner or whatever.
Oh, really? I need that one. What is the name of that one?
It's called working out. You don't even need to use it, right?
Now, I like the filter idea because then I can go have my cheesecake.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Kim says, I only follow people who inspire me.
I'm
exactly.
Like you, Kim.
Yeah. Francisco says, no two people have the same experiences. Amen to that.
Amen, Cisco. I miss you.
And you could be posting like this, like fancy store, candle store, or this like whatever it is that you know you didn't buy, maybe a car or whatever, some experience. But right below you, there could be like a homeless person. You know, I mean, like that's just, but people aren't posting that stuff. And I think it's really interesting that not only people that you and I know that are going offline. There's a really interesting article in Elle magazine. TheCut.com also wrote about Selena Gomez, how her experience with how she's gone offline and stopped reading a lot of the so I said vitriol comments, about her. And she just seems like she seems like she's grown up so much in those months, because I've sort of been following her here and there on, through just reading through the trades. Follow motivators. I love that. But she was just saying how, she was buying into it too. And so I think it's so hard. Like, how do you raise this next generation of compassionate, adults, the kids that are looking at all this stuff, especially with everything that's going on in politics and the world. But, you know, I think for me, I have been diligently trying to do more of this, you know, like talking face to face with people. I have a rule when I eat dinner too, to like, hey, if you need to take a quick photo of the food or whatever, take a quick selfie of us, cool. But like, I think it's just so rude to sit on the phone the whole dinner and not engage with the people like who you're trying to spend your time with, you know?
If you're trying to spend your time with them, sometimes you might be at that dinner table against your will, and the phone is your escape to get through that meal. I'm just saying.
Well, somebody's been on Match.com too long.
Okay.
No. True.
But it is true. No, you really do have to find a way to, and that is a good way to put the phones down when you're at the dinner table. Like you said, if you want to take your, you know, our food eats before we do. So I mean, Instagram eats before we do, kind of thing. So, but yeah, you shouldn't really be. You should be engaged one-on-one, because that's a lost art. And you need to be able to, like, going back to what you were saying about the young kids coming up in this generation. That's why it's even more important than ever that we have some type of one-on-one. We got to still teach them the art of communication, and that everything is not just in a device. Because what happens when the power goes out or the internet crashes or whatever? You still need to know how to interact. You know, you need interpersonal skills.
And you need those skills to find jobs in the future. You need those skills to hopefully attract a mate, right? And to have a good circle.
They're doing that on the phones now too, boo. Hey, Leslie. You're right.
I just like to be present with people as much as possible. So that's how I'm sort of digitally.
So it's a lost art, but yeah, it's up to us to continue passing. You got to find that balance between social and interpersonal. You just have to find the balance, and it's difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. So which means that you need to get your butt over here to the West Coast.
Yes.
We hope to see each other and do some live shows in person.
Yes. After my birthday trip, I'm going away in a few days for my birthday for 10 days. And then after that, I should probably be out that way.
You care to share where you're going?
I don't mind. I'm going back to Dubai and Abu Dhabi for 10 days.
Nice.
And Tao's coming with me. Nice. And my cousin Jay's going to meet us over there. And we're just going to have a lot of fun.
Awesome. And hopefully not be on the phone. Tao, you're going to hold them responsible for digitally detoxing.
No, because I'm not taking my international plan. So unless I'm on Wi-Fi, y'all won't be hearing from me.
I mean, when I returned from Greece, there wasn't a lot of Wi-Fi in the small island, little islands and villages that I was in. So that was so perfect.
Thanks, Kim. Happy 21st. I know. But this has been wonderful.
I know. That's so awesome. Well, have a great time. Let's try to figure out if we're going to go live while you're gone or not. I'm going to Portland, like I said, and then I'm going to Maui for my cousin's wedding. So, check out our Facebook. We'll give you updates in terms of when we'll go live next, if we can go live next. But if we don't see you next week, have a good birthday.
Thank you.
You look fabulous.
I love y'all. And thank you, Cisco. You're always invited. You guys, I love you. Have a wonderful time, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, I should be here.
And if you guys like what you see here, please share.
Share, like, comment, all that kind of stuff. Spread the love. Be the love.
Thanks, you guys. All right, Lonnell, love you. Love you guys.
And I'll have my light next week.
Bye. All right, see you guys later. I'm detoxing digitally now. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.